by Axis Radio. WIAX, the future of radio and podcast. No limit to what we do.
Janelle, celebrity vocal coach right here, and I am a part of Give It Life.
And ratchet, we
And
bringing
real, extra ratchet, raunchy ladies.
That'll be everywhere, like.
Who got coming up? Other shops is upstairs, so we out here by our house, man.
This nigga got hit a walk off the set.
We leave that up to Vito.
Up and out the river, sip it up. Your nurse send me, I back it up. Make your hips swing, lean and up. Till you lose your head, then you try to walk. Head ya, girls here get it in. Till your phone start ring, ding, 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 ding. And I been my way to him. Zim, my boyfriend, killer, oh yeah. Shim, I got the night simmering. And see me in a style and never see you win. Beep, we on the way, and we're glimmering. Wet like a summer dripping, oh yeah.
Oh wow. I still love the intro. Let's see what we're doing. Hey everybody. Oh man, I have to practice for that intro. When I come to New York in June, I'm gonna need that song on. I have to work the whole entrance and everything. I'm gonna have to practice. You know that? I missed y'all last week. I had a whole little thing with the baby, and she's allergic to peanuts and this whole little thing. But skip that. Today, on a side note, I'm just saying I look crazy. I'm not looking crazy in a bad way. What I'm saying is I have no makeup, no eyelashes, no nothing. So this is completely el natural. My daughter scared the crap out of me. We had to go do the driver's test. Let me tell y'all something. So in Georgia now, they do the driver's test and they do it virtual. Like the parent has to be in the car with the child, and they just put a camera in there. So you have to get the shit scared out of you. Instead of ever since COVID, they changed it that way, and it's that way. So the camera's in the car, and then the people in the driver's thing, they watch the camera and they talk through the phone. But they're crazy. I swear, this girl passed the test, but at one point, she was driving on the road. You know how it looks like when you're in the backseat driver's seat? It looked like she was going to hit that mailbox. I just closed my eyes. I was like this. Because I swore she was going to hit the mailbox. I know it's terrible. I was like, she looks awful close to that mailbox. And she was coming around a sharp turn. I said, Jesus Christ. She's going to hit the mailbox. She's going to total my car. She didn't hit the mailbox. But the funny part is, originally from New York, don't live there now, so I don't parallel park anymore. Because just out here, you just don't need to do it. And let me tell the truth. I went to Florida to get my driver's license because they don't have parallel parking. So teaching her how to parallel park was not an option. Thank goodness here, you can pass the test without parallel parking. But when she was trying to parallel park, here's the funny part. The lady just walked over to us and said, never mind. That's how bad the parallel parking. It was so terrible. It was really bad. But anyway. So today I want to talk about a couple of things. Let me see who's saying hi. Right. A couple of things I want to talk about today. Today I want to talk about, because everybody's talking about Kevin Samuels, so I want to talk about it on a different light. In a sense, it's the aftermath that I want to talk about. Because right now what I'm seeing is it's just disturbing. And I'm controversial with him. There's some things that I believed in that he said and some things that I don't. I still think his delivery was wrong, and I think some of the things he said was just outright cruel. For instance, I'm gonna give you some backlash. And this is why I'm also not wearing any makeup, because this is one of the backlashes of the whole entire thing. So Clubhouse, I go on there sometimes to get conversation, just to see what's going on. But I was talking to some guys. I was talking to strangers. I was walking up to guys, strangers, giving them their opinions about some things. So one of the things that Kevin Samuels has said, there was a clip where he was talking about plus size women, and he was telling everyone, stop sleeping with them because you're not going to marry them. Stop sleeping with them because you're making them believe that they're acceptable, that they are someone they're wanting. So he's like, you need to stop having sex with them. So that's one of the things I thought was really interesting. It's like now a whole bunch of people are trying to be new Kevin Samuels. And I'm going to say this. I have news for y'all. It's only one. Whether we liked him or not, there's only one Kevin Samuels. Period. So that's one of the things that I think these new men who are trying to come in and kind of act like him, you sound stupid. So it's just only one of him. That's it. And at the end of the day, how I see it, the person that he was with that night was a nurse. Hoo-hoo to the nurses. But it was a one-night stand. So all this shit that he was been talking about, relationships and how to pick them and doing this man is still doing one-night stands at his age. At 57, he's still doing one-night stands. She was 30-something. I think 32 or 30-something, something like that. Don't quote me all the way on the age, but it was in the 30s. She was a nurse. It was a one-night stand. She was with him all day. Basically, he took a blue pill. He had some Red Bulls. If you watch him, he chronically drinks Red Bull, bad mixed together. So if you are taking blue pills, please don't mix them with Red Bulls. It's a bad combination. Makes your heart speed up. And they finish having sex, and he kills over. And then she calls that, she does CPR, calls all that, does all that other good stuff. So I find it very ironic for a man who talks about relationships all the time to be not only single, but his last moments were spent with a one-night stand, someone that doesn't even care about him. So he looks superficial, and that's my point. If you look superficial, looking for a woman superficially, you can end up with just superficial, because that was just very surface, superficial type of, it wasn't even a relationship, get together. So at the end of your time, you're not even having it with someone that you love. So my thing is this to the ladies, and I want to talk about some of the points that Kevin Samuels has right. Some of them he didn't, but also I'm hearing some ladies talking. Y'all sounding real foolish. And this is why he was able to pull this off. Because some of y'all are sounding real stupid. That's the only way I can tell y'all. Stupid and dumb. Was watching something the other day too, came up on Instagram. This woman was talking about all the shit that a man has to do to be with her. And I'm just looking like, what do you do? My thing is, not only does he have to do this, he wants she has 2 kids. She's a store manager of a Rainbow. I just want y'all to understand. So a store manager of a Rainbow, you have 2 children. We're going to just, for argument's sake, call these high value men. And I'm not talking about men that are making $1 million. Because like I said before, if you're making $1 million, I get that. A lot of what Kevin Samuels was saying, if you're making $1 million, he doesn't want a woman to look this size. He wants this way. I get that, because that's true. That's just in trophy status. But let's get to the real argument where everyone keeps saying, they say high value man. And let me get this clear. High value men does not mean just money. And a lot of women have that in their head. They think high value man is just a money thing. And it isn't just a money thing. And we have to start getting that straight. Then on top of it, we're going to just talk about the man that makes $100,000 to $200,000. Which every time you go in a room full of men, I swear to you, if I'm in a room full of men, clubhouse, somewhere else, and we're talking, everybody in this goddamn room makes $100,000. And a lot of y'all are lying, because the statistics say for itself, only 11% of men make $100,000, and I would even say black men. It's actually supposed to be more. And when I say black men, that includes my Hispanics, my Dominicans, my Puerto Ricans people. Okay, so stop excluding for those who don't think Caribbeans are black. I don't know. Like, there's this whole thing. I'm not gonna get in that discussion. That's colorism and some other crap. All of that is in that 11%. So technically, there's definitely 10 to 12 women to a man. So with this being said, there's not a lot. I mean, when you think about it, and you put a room full of men, if you put 100 men, 11%, what is that? 11 to 12 men are making $100,000. Not a lot of men. So all of a sudden, all the men are making that. So for the ones who are really making 100,000 or 200,000, I'm talking about that. So you want to work, because this is the kind of man they want. You want to work as a manager in Rainbow with 2 kids. And you want a man to take care of you, and you want him to be this high value man. I like the dream. And this is the part that I'm saying. I find that super interesting, because now that everybody's heard that term, now this is what everyone's after. Again, in any relationship, what do you have to offer to the person? Because here's the other part that what I've been hearing, what Kevin Samuels was saying, when everyone's talking about size and different things that people are doing, like, the size of the woman and it's a problem. Well, guess what? I know a lot of women who have went out and did their surgery. I know a lot of women who have lost weight, did their surgery, did all those things. They put the full face of makeup on and do all of this stuff. Beautiful women, the sizes that, quote unquote, is the ideal sizes. Well, I can get about 100 women, and most of those motherfuckers that look like that are fucking single. How about that? They are getting picked. They are going on these dates. They are doing this, but none of them are securing the bag. So the illusion, this is what I worry about. This is what I'm seeing out here is crazy to me. So the illusion is such a disgust because of this whole thing with Kevin Samuels and people discussing it. There's such a disgust in people's face about, plus size women and all this stuff. But guess what? I'm going to say this. I'm not saying that you shouldn't lose weight. You shouldn't get healthy, because I believe in getting healthy. What's going on? Hold on. On podcast, can't talk. Hello? Yeah, I'm on my podcast. I can't talk. Okay. All right. Love you. Older daughter, got to make sure that she's okay. Okay. So the thing about it is, you see this, what they're saying. So people are looking at plus size women like, you are not going to get anybody, lose weight, do all this stuff. So then they go lose the weight, because I heard a whole bunch of women going to lose weight because there was something on Clubhouse. They had this page where they were saying, when you date and you're smaller, you get better options and so forth. Okay, let's even go with that. But here's where I feel like we're falling short, period, in the Black community and everything with this whole entire thing. Because you got a bunch of women who did the surgery. You got a bunch of women looking in that size that they're talking about. Because there's definitely more women to men. They're single. They're still not securing the bag. They're still not getting married. So they're getting fucked. So let me be very clear. There's a difference when a man chooses you and he's sleeping with you and he's fucking you, not titling you. And this is what I'm worried about, because you got all these women thinking they need to get surgery, they need to lose weight, they need to do all this stuff, and they're going to get this golden man. It's not happening because all you women are single. So that means there's something else that's wrong. Why are we really not getting married? Because there's something wrong with what we're picking and the connection. Because that's not it. That's not it. But we are becoming so superficial that we're putting that in the forefront, that when they when they meet the guy, he don't see nothing else. Or they're not talking relationship because they don't know how to be in relationships. The women they just don't know how to be in relationships. What they know how to do is, let me go buy some hair. Let me go put some eyelashes on. Let me get this body right. Let me click these tits up. Okay, so after we do all of that and you got them in front of you, how do you keep them? How do you hold them? How do you secure the bag? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I think that we should be talking more about. Not about who's losing weight, who's not doing it. Because here's the damn choice. It's your choice. Does everybody not understand? You can take a small girl, light-skinned girl, fat girl, skinny girl, whatever. You're a man. Pick the one that you want. Ladies, they're going to pick what they want. So we got to stop talking about that. How about once you do get them, how the fuck do you keep them? How do you secure the bag? Y'all not talking about that at all. That's why y'all asses are single. I promise you that's why y'all single. Half y'all don't know how to cook. Let's talk about that. Like cook is a lost art or something. Come on now. Y'all need to know how to cook. You got to feed the man. You can't keep going out all the time. That's the problem. Be appropriate about your dressing. That's an issue. Hold on. Oh, I got a fact. Thank you. Thank you, Al. Facts. 83% of black men earning 100. Oh, wait, here we go. 100K marry black women. That's beautiful. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, because there's an illusion that they're not marrying us. That's a big point. Thank you, Al. That is true. They are getting married to them. But what I'm saying is these women out here who are dating and doing it, they're still single because there is a lot more women than there is men. But my point is, if they're going on superficial, have you ever listened to women talking sometime? First thing is like, what you can do for me. What's going on? Here's the other part. Women are making a lot more money. Now, the statistics of women making that type of money is getting higher. So here's the funny part. I'm hearing a lot of women say, oh, I make this money. He got to make this money too. That's very interesting to me. So if he's paying his bills, he's doing his stuff. If you're making $300,000, are you going to turn down a $100,000 man? Why? Because isn't it more than about money? He can still supply things for you, still buy gifts. I don't understand. If you're living in a big ass house, I don't understand what's going on because a lot of the women are buying their houses, buying their cars already, having that. So can't we work on the relationship? The other thing I'm going to put a little note on for the women too is stop sleeping on the nerdy guys. I think this is very funny because I heard a whole big thing that's going on with Sierra's husband. There are women saying, oh, I wouldn't take Russell because he's corny. That man loves the ground that Sierra walks on. Y'all retarded. Really retarded. Because literally, hold on. Here we go. Okay. Literally, he loves the ground she walks on. But y'all saying he's boring. He's this. He's in thank you speeches, thanking his wife, doing this stuff. So I find it funny because some of these women are looking for men to earn a certain amount of money and doing things. Stop sleeping on the guys that are not flashy. Because y'all don't just want them to make money. Y'all want them to be flashy. You want everybody else to desire them. And then he picks you. And if that's what you're looking for, that's a complex. And we need to come off our high horses and get off that complex. Because a lot of women, that's what they want. They want the man that everybody's pondering after because he got, the car, he's driving with the car, the nice clothes, the glasses, y'all living in the movie theater. Y'all living in the movie theater because that's what y'all want. And then he picks you so you could be like, it's me. He loves me. He picks me. Mind you, there are quite a few men who make $100,000 and they buy their jeans from Target. They're not into name brands. They're not into, flashy cars because they like the earth and they want to make sure that their car is economy of gas and all this stuff, but they got the money. But y'all won't deal with them because they're not being flashy. But that's the same man that would love you, buy your gifts, do all your stuff, and y'all not even thinking about it. I don't know. I feel like we are going in the wrong direction. I feel like we're not talking about the right things. I feel like we are just looking, this is why it's not happening. We're looking so superficial and we're not doing this. And on top of it, there is some merit to the other things too. I know I'm just going on and on today because today I'm just Y'all just listen. I'm just telling you how my thoughts that are going through my head. But there is some merit to, and I know that women, y'all are going to be mad because there's a lot of people saying, because I have kids and I got to date somebody. I have kids, I got to date somebody. Not saying that you can't get a date. But are y'all getting married? Or are y'all just dating? Are y'all getting married? Or y'all just getting fucked? Let me ask you that. Because it is definitely harder to have children and get someone to marry you. You cannot say that that's not. People are sitting there trying to say, no, it's just kids and it's no big deal. And then I heard someone say, well, I heard a couple of men say they'd rather get a woman who has kids because they know that she can take care of the kids. Are y'all delusional? Do you understand that you cost money? So if you bring kids in, they cost money. Because if a person deals with you, they deal with your kids and they got to buy stuff for their kids too.
Hey, Wild Thoughts, I have a fact reading, okay?
Oh, yes, please.
It says, after analyzing census data from 2005 to 2009, Tolson and Marks found that 75% of Black women, marry before they turn 35. Additionally, Black women in small towns have higher marriage rates than white women in urban areas such as New York and Los Angeles.
I believe it.
So if they're saying that Black women or Black men aren't marrying Black women, it's a myth. It's a falsity, because here the facts telling us something totally different.
Now, I believe that they're getting married out, but here's the thing. If we can look up really quickly, it's not that they're not getting married. The problem is the ratio from women to men. So there are marriages going on, definitely. But there is definitely way more women than there is men. So when you look at that, okay, so when you look at that, this is where we have this issue at. Because now let's talk about them getting married and then how many women, especially these young women. Because that is, and I think that's where Kevin Samuels got his idea, because he said it rudely, but this is what he was saying. He was saying after the age of between like 33, 34, 35, a Black woman's chances of getting married decrease massively. Because you just said the statistics. You see how young they are? You got to catch them. You know why? That's during college. You went to college, you came out, or you grew up around with them, and then you get married, and then you're in your marriage. So as the age goes up, we're having an issue. But what's going on now, have you noticed that more women are waiting to do a lot of things? They're doing the career first. So they're turning around 40 trying to get married. That's a hard age to try to get married. What do you think?
Okay, so here's what I found.
Okay.
This is a magazine called Governing.
Okay.
Okay, it says, where have all the Black men gone? There's a gender imbalance in many African American neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. Mass incarceration is largely the blame.
Correct.
So the reason for it, they are saying, is because of massive incarceration. That's why there's so many more women out here that are unmarried than they are, that are married. But there's still what I read earlier, it covered all ages. It didn't say below 35. It says most.
I thought you said
most women get married before the age of 35, but it covered the whole range of women.
But most, it was saying that they get married younger, correct?
Right, 75%.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm putting the age on it, like when it says that, because they're talking about the younger ones. But you think about, if you think about it when you're younger, if you're in a relationship, most likely, I think because you're around. I think when you're in school, like if you went to college, if you spent all of college with somebody, you get out, y'all graduate, y'all get married. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, here we go. Okay. Says nationally, the Census Bureau counts 88 Black men adults for every 100 Black women, while the ratio for whites is more equal, 97 men for every 100 women.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge problem. So now with that, let's be honest. Now with that, because it doesn't take rocket science. You just put some numbers on it, but it doesn't take rocket science to see that. If you're out in the street as a man, you see that. So now when you put that, let's put some psyche on it. When you have choices like that, and you know them, some men move terribly because they can, because they have that much power to do so. In the sense of some of them just can't put the pants, they can't keep the pants still. Because there's just so many choices, there's so many things going on, so many chances. Women, you have to think about it. They have been so laxed. Mm-hmm. How many times have you known a man and the woman keeps cheating on him and she keeps staying or going back? Like presently, more so than anything.
Right.
I want you to, when you add that into it, because it's like a tea. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like a spoil, because it's like, what you gonna do? Who are you gonna pick?
Right.
Because he's gonna do the same thing. So you see a lot of women dealing with a lot of nonsense and chaos and so forth. So then when they get a good man, it's even hard for them to cope because they're so used to toxic men. But on top of it, it seems there used to be a time where if you said I was messing with a married man, people look at you like this. People probably say now, "Oh, we're in a situation. We're in a triangle."
Right.
I'm messing. Oh, he married, but I'm messing with him. He take care of me. He gives me a couple of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
This is. Ladies, I need y'all to start adding that up. Let me think about this. Let's just even say a man spends, let's just say $1,000 a month or whatever. He gave you a little couple of dollars, got your nails done, gave you some hair, whatever. Let's just say $1,000. That's only $12,000 a year. That's it. And y'all bragging, like being on the side? I don't get it. What we got here? Younger men available. A lot of younger generations have steered away from the streets, which means they makes them available for those types of commitments. That's interesting. What age group? I'm curious of what age group are you talking about? Because when you say younger men, because I know that younger men that mess with older women, they're just playing. Like they don't most likely get married. That's a sexual type of thing. Younger men that know they have pick of the litter, are they being very serious? That's the curiosity. I mean, what's going on in their heads? I mean, we have to get some men in here. I want to hear some men talk about like really what's going on in their head. Do you want to settle down? Is it hard because now you have all these choices? Or is it, I want to really know, is it some of the stuff that the women are saying? Because I think some of the women, because at the same time those statistics are coming out, Al, the statistics of women now making higher paying jobs or making more money are up. Women are making $100,000 easy. Like there's a lot of women that are making that type of money. You ever listen to them when they talk about dating? Mm-hmm. They have all these stipulations on the men. Right. And it had nothing to do with them treating them kind, being affectionate, being intimate, being concerned, any of those qualities that you need to have a good relationship. It's only about what kind of car does he drive? He better have this much money. He needs to be spending this much on me. I want you to, have you heard them?
Of course. And like you said, there's always
18 to 25, maybe a little older. Okay, thank you, babe. Go ahead.
Yeah, so again, they're always putting, like you said, stipulations on what type of man they're looking for.
Conditions.
What he has to have before they would even consider, the conversation of dating. And then also they got to be able to continually provide a certain type of lifestyle for them in order for them to consider having a relationship.
Now, here's the craziest thing. This woman over here is making, this is what I find so interesting. So she's already making, let's just say $120,000, right? Mm-hmm. But she has all these conditions for you to provide the lifestyle that she's already been providing for herself.
Right. Well, again, it's about conditioning and understanding finances and being able to take what you make and make it how would I say, more valuable. Okay. And have more value, because there are some people who are really good with money and they could make $50,000 a year, but they could live like they're making $200,000.
But we're about to get into it. This is what I'm talking about. There's also people who don't flash. that have a lot of money and they don't flash.
Right.
They have the $100,000 that they want them to make, but they're not flashy. They're not buying Versace glasses and stuff like that. Like, it's different. They're just not like that. But the women would skip them by because they're not flashy.
Right.
The other thing is, let me be honest and truthful here. I find it interesting when I hear women talk because, first of all, I also think there's a status quo to this. I'm trying to figure out, so when you live in a certain area, where do you think you're meeting these men at that you want to take care of you and stuff like that? Y'all don't even run in the same circles. So that's why I also think it's funny when men come up and say, because there's some men that come up and say, oh no, if I meet somebody, we got to do the bills 50-50. We got to split 50-50. Now, here's my question to that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm going to just take my personal experience. The men that I have dated, married, or whatever, that have made 100,000 and plus, they don't ask you to pay for the first date. So I'm trying to figure out where are these men, because they're sitting there on the thing talking about, oh, you got to pay half this because I make this much money. Most of the men that I know that make that type of money, if they take you on the date, they pay for the date. If they're involved in a relationship with you, they don't ask you for money.
Well, I think it has to do with the generation that you were raised and born in, because there's a certain sector of brothers like my age and maybe 10, 15 years younger. They have a value and principle. If they take a woman out, they're not asking a woman for nothing. They pay
because it sounds crazy, right?
Yeah, it does sound crazy. Even in a marriage, it's about, okay, I'm the sole provider. Okay, I'm the husband. I'm gonna make sure I take care of all the major stuff. Okay, whatever you want to deal with, you deal with. But I'm taking care of all the major stuff. So if there's a mortgage, if there's a car note,
correct,
insurance, that's what we do. Okay, but
Al, let me ask you a question. Just to pause you for 1 minute. Tell me in your experience of the people you know in your age and your experience about this, because I'm just gonna give it to them raw. Mm-hmm. When you pay for the stuff like that, don't you find that your woman respects you more? 1, 2, listens to more of what you want to do. That's I think where you can get the idea of head of household, because the concept is women like to feel safe and provided for, and they tend to fall back. But and even if she makes a lot of money, because she'll tend to spend money on you too, because she'll be like, babe, where you want to go on vacation? I got it. Whatever clothes you want, I got it. So the little things add up, but she'll do it. But there is something in it when your man has this position. It's like, okay, when you really want to say, oh, I don't want to do that, or we're not doing this, don't you feel like it kind of has its position, its role? Because I feel like when you do a 50-50 thing, this is how I feel about it. It's like a roommate to me. We're on the same level. I feel like we're on the same level. And when you talk to me, if I don't want to do it, I'm just like, I'm going to do that shit. Right.
And it's more of an expectation when you do a 50-50 thing. So let's say you'll say it's a 50-50, and then you might be short this month, right? Now you can't meet that demand, okay? And then if you don't meet the demand, now that creates an argument or a situation where, oh, you're supposed to handle this and you didn't handle that, blah, blah, blah. Whereas in a head of household type of thing, when the man takes care of everything, that gives the woman a little bit in her nest egg. So
and also, even if he comes short and you pull out some money, you say, babe, I got this for you. Because he could have paid 7 other months.
Right.
And you put out for 1 month. That don't make you feel like you doing something. You don't feel like, oh, I'm discrediting my man. You're like, oh, you actually feel good. Let me help him out. Babe, I got a stash. You always got me keeping my money. Let me hook you up this month.
Absolutely. It's about support. It's about you being able to
become a backbone.
That's right.
You feel like a backbone.
Right.
This is what I'm saying. We never have the conversations about securing the bag. This is how you secure the bag, ladies. You have to understand the role that you have to play. Y'all playing the wrong roles. And this is why y'all not giving it into the main one that you want. Because y'all are not playing the correct roles. I really believe that. All of that.
But that's why the relationships wind up dysfunctional, because the woman wants to be at the same level as the man. And that's not the way it has been designed, okay? It works this way. God is the head of Christ. Correct. Christ is the head of man in the church, and man is the head of woman. And it doesn't mean that I have control over you, but as a provider, okay, as a seer, right? As a shepherd, to make sure that you have all that you required, make sure that your needs are met, make sure that you don't have to worry about frivolous things. And when it comes to life in its fullness, you have your own as well. That if you need something, you don't have to pull from what we're provided with, so that you can have the little extra. And if your man needs something, you'll see that. You don't even
And
have
you
to
do it.
ask
And
him,
if he has
you
his favorite
provide.
things, you'll do it.
And
My
that,
mom, my mom taught me this a long time ago. You know, when I was a young girl, she said to me, when it comes to men, even if you take your position, you actually can he could be in charge, but you could really be steering the boat. She
absolutely.
said you could talk if you know how to be a woman, you can steer your man's boat. He feels like he's completely in charge, but actually, you running the show. So,
Mhm.
like, I like to equate that to this. All of you ladies out there like to say, I'm a boss. They be like, I'm a boss, bitch. I'm a boss. I'm a boss. I'm a boss. I never say I'm a boss. I am a queen. And I'll stay in that queen sense because I'd rather be a queen. Because a queen has the king pay for the castle. It belongs to her. Controls the armies, controls the things. You can talk to the king. You have all of these benefits. And
Mhm.
what queens do is they walk around, but they actually run a lot of shit. And they do it in a finesse way, in a sense that when you're a boss, you're just, I'm a boss and doing this. And that gets you alone. That
Mhm.
gets you standing by yourself. That gets you, oh yeah, I'm comfortable with being myself. I don't need anybody. But the queen is still doing the same thing as you, but she's gaining assets.
Right.
She's gaining property.
Right.
She's doing all of that stuff because she comes in under the radar. She whispers in the king's ear to move her way.
Mhm. And she's also handling the day-to-day business while the man
Correct.
is out getting that money to provide.
Correct. She's the face. When the
Right.
king is tired, she's the one rubbing on him,
Mhm.
telling him, babe, you could do this. But also when the king is time for war, she's the one encouraging him to go out there and take care of business.
Right. Right.
This is the thing. Bosses, they just dictate. That's what y'all don't understand. The boss is the head of the company. He's your supervisor. He just tells you what to do, and that's all that's going on. There's loneliness in being the boss. So you have to think about what you want to be, because you're looking at other women and they're like, oh no, but they're alone too. Stop. That's another thing too. If you trying to get married or have a healthy relationship, stop fucking with all these young, excuse me, saying it like that, but stop messing with and hanging out all day long with all these other women that don't got men. Cause y'all just gonna be hanging out with each other. Cause they always telling you shit that you should do, or how they wouldn't do something. Or if you got a man, they talk about, oh, he talked to you that way? Oh, why you gotta go home? Because I got a man. But see, they don't tell you, oh no, you don't gotta do that. He don't rule you. That's because they're alone. Right. Thank you. You got to be very careful. If you truly want to be in a relationship, I didn't say break up with your friends, but you got to put some buffers in between all the single women. Okay. And start hanging out at places where you can have quality meetups, not clubs and stuff like that. The truth. Thank you. Um, Quality hangouts, quality events, networking events, business events, like-minded. And that's another thing. Y'all talking about your $100,000 men. Where y'all at? You're not going to meet the $100,000 man in the VIP section of the club. He's partying right there. He ain't paying you no attention. He's looking for fucking. So where are you hanging out at? And I'm telling you where y'all are sleeping. Y'all keep looking for flashy. I'm telling you the ones under the radar. Under the radar are those other jobs like airplane mechanics and things like that. And sometimes they're not flashy. Sometimes they're just wearing their jeans and their t-shirt. And but they'll give you what you want. Because here's another thing too. Y'all gotta stop sleeping on a man that makes $60,000 or $70,000. Because y'all talking about he can't buy you nothing. $70,000, you can buy a Louis Vuitton bag. It's only $1,200. $1,500. Come on, people. You know what he does? He can work an overtime day. He can save for it and get it for you. You just can't get him every month. But you in the fantasy world, the other man was going to give you, every month too. So my thing is, you can still get nice gifts and stuff. Y'all got to stop thinking about it like constant cash and checks.
Yeah,
And
well,
he told you
they're
that,
living a lifestyle and a dream. You know, they watch these
yes,
reality
boundaries.
shows and they watch these movies thinking that that's an everyday lifestyle for people, and it's not. If you're not a billionaire, you're not living like that.
Let me tell you, and this is my, I'm going to say the person. I know people who are not like that. I've introduced them into certain things because I like certain things, not because of just the name of it, because I actually like it, and I'm like, oh, I want that.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll just say like in perfume. Okay, we have different levels of perfume.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you got your little squirties from Bath and Body Works, got that. Then you got the regular stuff that's in Macy's. That's not bad, but it's about like maybe $100, $80. Not bad. That's cool. But then we got some other perfumes because I like perfume, and some perfumes I like are $300-$400. I don't expect somebody to buy it from me all the time, but if there was a Christmas, a birthday, an anniversary, or something like that, if you met me and I was talking about it, and I said, oh, you tell me, oh, you smell good, and I tell you what it is, and then later on there's a birthday coming in 4 months, you look at it, and this is what I'm telling y'all, ladies, be realistic here. The man is going to get it for you. If he loves you or cares about you or is liking you or digging you, guess what? If he makes $70,000, he can afford a $400 perfume. Trust me, he can.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
He'll just get it. It just won't be every week. Like, this is so retarded that we're literally sitting here like over and over and over again all day long. I keep hearing these women talk about, he got to make 100,000 plus because he got to do this for me. Who is getting gifts every week? Don't you have the job that makes $100,000 too? So can't you buy your own goddamn perfume sometimes? Because guess what? When you're single, you were buying your own shit. So he can relieve some of that, but it's not his job to relieve all of it.
Right. But still, like you said, if a man loves a woman and he's into her, he'll make sure that she has those necessities.
He knows what she likes.
It's that simple.
Al, I've been married before. I've definitely dated before. I like to eat at nice restaurants, and I mean nice restaurants. I have never had a man have a problem with, because when we're in the beginning of vetting and talking to me, right, be independent as well. Yes, I'm not saying don't be independent. I want you to be independent, but you got to learn. I'm going to put a pause on what I was going to say before. Be independent, but you got to learn when to back down a little bit. I'm going to say something to you. No man wants a woman that she's so independent that there is no reason for him. He don't want to feel like I'm just a piece of dick because I'm together with you. You can be independent. I'm going to say right now, I'm a very independent person, but if you're in a relationship with me, you are needed. I express it, I act it, I know it, and that's true. Because, okay, I like nice shit, but I don't want to buy it all myself. Hey, I want your opinion. I care about what's going on.
Right.
Like, I can do it myself, but I don't want to do it myself. Guess what? I have never, very rarely, never, like, I always ask questions. Like, if I need new tires on my car, I'm like, hey, babe, what tires am I supposed to put in this damn car? And I'm going to tell you why. I have no concern. I can Google, but I don't want to do that. Why am I going to do that? I got a man. So let him do that. Like, why am I Googling that? He's the man. He probably knows that crap. If he doesn't, guess what I'm going to do? Ask him so he can go find out. Why? I don't need that space. I don't need to know about the tire. I don't know. Goodyear. I don't know what the hell. Which ones are the best ones? I don't know. Just, babe, what tires do I put on my car?
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying, Al?
I got you. Absolutely.
It's like, come on. I don't have to be Miss Independent because I can Google it and find out. I have both. Yes. I just feel like, but at the same time now, if I absolutely didn't have a man, would I know where to get some tires from? Yes. But my whole point is I have one, so why would I, a husband, a man, if I, get married? I don't do that. Okay, you can do that part, babe. Whoever's better at money, they manage it. I'm not going to manage money. If I'm not a money manager person, I'm not going to do it if that's not my thing. Babe, you might need to do it. Or I take care of it and you give me everything if I'm better at it in those things. So what I'm saying is talk to people, get into relationships, but you can't be so independent that you say, hey, I got my house, so what you doing? And that's why I said, I think if anyone's ever listened to my beginning shows, I've always stressed if you're a woman, you're getting in a relationship or getting married, and you already have a house, sell that house, rent that house out, turn it to an Airbnb, but you and your mate have to get a new house.
Amen. And I believe in that.
Do not.
Yes. Yes. Big shout out to Big Rich. What's up, family?
Hey, babe.
Shout out to Vocals by Jamel. Shout
Yes.
out to Davon from Extremities. They all tuned in.
Thank you, babes. We're just rattling on today. So, you know, it's a lot of thought process of what's going on. But I have strongly suggest, please, if you don't do anything else, women who are listening to this on a replay or whatever, if you get in a relationship, you have all your shit together, and you have the cars, and you have the house, you cannot get married to him and live in your house. It just doesn't work. You're setting yourself up because you're going to refer to it as your house. So y'all need to get something together. So it's our house.
Right.
And that's the bottom line. That's the worst thing that you can do. And that comes with the territory. And guess what? But it's okay for a woman to move into a man's house because we take it differently. Because you know what we do? If women move into a man's house, we redo the whole house. We decorate the whole. You ever notice? Even if
hold up. Wait a minute. You redo the whole house, but with whose money?
The man's.
Okay.
See? That's what I'm saying. Absolutely. Thank you. I'm keeping it real. What happens is we can move in. If you already have a house, we can move into it. Because then we'll start saying, babe, we're gonna change this living room. We're gonna go living room shopping. We want a new mattress. Can we get the kitchen cabinets done? We'll start redoing the whole damn house on your dime. So we don't need to buy another house if I'm moving into your house. But if you move into mine, we definitely have to do that. And that's just a truthful statement. I use my money and his. Tara, I love you. I would too. I would use my money for certain things. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I would use his money for bigger purchases. Mine's for the finer touches, but there'll be nice stuff. Like if there's a really expensive piece that I know that he's not gonna get, but it's you know how that one piece is with women. We know how that one painting or that one chair that costs like $2,000 will set the whole room up. I'm like, babe, I'm gonna get that chair. You can get all the rest of the shit. That kind of thing. But you know that kind of what happens. But how many women are not even in that zone? They don't even get past that point. They don't even get to that point. Because I just feel like we're not securing relationships. We're not doing it. We're fucking too fast. I'm telling you. Y'all think that sex has something to do with, oh, it's the way that he's judging you? That's not what I think. I think that the problem is you're fucking too fast. What it does is sex is on the brain. Once you have good sex, you have good sex for like a couple of months. That's all you do. And you don't even get to know the person. You start discovering shit that you don't like about them after you done had sex with them 3-4 months. Because then you actually start talking and conversating again. Then you're like,
Can I interrupt you just for one second? Can you remind the audience of what the topic is?
Sure. It's me rambling off. Okay, so here's the thing that we're talking about. We talk about all kinds of stuff. We were talking about Kevin Samuels, but the thing about Kevin Samuels I wanted to talk about was the after effect. We're talking about the fact that what's disturbing me right now is everybody's they're trying to be the new Kevin Samuels. They're talking about the stuff that he did. Everybody is so superficial on this, still talking about this $100,000 and making this money. And also body types. Everything's always about the face and let's get our body done. You have to look this way to get this type of man and everything. But what I'm seeing is women who look that way already and they're not getting men. They're not getting men to marry them. So what are we actually doing that's wrong about getting married? So we're just talking about some things that are going on where I just feel like we need to start concentrating more on what we should take back from Kevin Samuels is he died alone. He died with a one-night stand. And a blue pill and some Red Bulls. So all that relationship talk, and he didn't even die in a relationship. Wow. Yes. So what I'm saying to you is, if you want to listen to this man, baby, he died again. Somebody fell on top. He fell on top of somebody, a nurse. She was very beautiful, but she wasn't his. She wasn't a girlfriend to him, a study thing. He just picked her up. And they had sex. And that, to me, that says a lot. That says a lot to me for a person who is telling people what they got to look like, what they have to do to get a man, to get married, and all this other stuff. You don't even have a relationship. It really bothers me that people are generalizing relationships. Every individual person, I'm sorry, is different. Yes, they are different. But I do believe they are different, but there are still bases that need to be covered. So, of course, there can be some special circumstances to some stuff, but I do think there are some bases that definitely needs to be covered. I really feel like, let's stay in our lanes and our roles. Which I mean by that is this. Sometimes it baffles me that some women, they want certain men and they're nowhere in their league. And what I mean that is, you live here, you work here, you're here. How do you really want a man right there? Can we even just meet in the middle a little bit? You want to skip the $50,000 man, but you only make like 36. And you only drive this type of car, or you have no car and all this stuff. And so you don't even want to go here. You literally want to jump to all the way over here and have the nerve to have all these stipulations. But babe, can you hold the type of conversations that need to go on up here? Can you network with him? Can you build him, secure him, and all this stuff? A lot of times, no. That's not even your circle that you run in.
Right. I'm gonna read the comment. It's Morgan
Okay, go ahead.
Flower Child. Hey, Morg. She says people can't not be relationship doctors because they don't know everybody's upbringing, socioeconomic level, life experiences, and so on. Right, and morals.
Well, okay. So I'm gonna say this on that. Yeah, and no, because what happens is when you go to school, if you actually really go to school for it, you study human sexuality. So just like anything else, it's a science. So everything's not perfect, but it's a science. So there's certain patterns that go with certain patterns. So people are going to act certain ways, and behavior-wise, they're going to work certain ways. So they give you a general idea of what's going on. Now, we're talking about Kevin Samuels. He didn't go to school for that. He went to school for engineering. Kevin Samuels was giving relationship advice just by giving his own opinions. He has no type of schooling. Like, I have a master's in human sexuality. He has no type of schooling at all. So he was just talking about his ideas and what his thoughts and what his opinions are and what he feels. So that's what, and guess what? He's the one, and that's usually how it happens. He's the one that is worth $4 million, was worth $4 million, and had over 1 million people watching him. Yet he has no experience in being anything with school, anything that has anything to do with relationship. He was an engineer. Yet then there are people who actually go to school for it, do it, but they don't have that because people don't like to hear that. They want to hear the controversy, the nonsense, and all of that. So when you get somebody that actually is educated and want to talk about it and do stuff, people tend to be like, nah, that's a little boring. He likes being controversial. He likes saying stuff. Because technically, here's the history. He did it for men for a long time first. It didn't go viral. He didn't start going viral till he started doing women, until he started talking to women like that. Because he was doing men. He was doing the same thing to men, which is so funny. You're right. Thank you. It was so funny. If you gotta go way, way back when Kevin Samuels started, it took him a long time to make that money on how he's making that, how he made now. That's just in the recent years when he turned to women. He was talking about men, talking about how men were out of their leagues, doing the same exact thing. It just didn't work for him. And so I find that very interesting. So in the sense of that, like I said, he has a general idea he had. There are some truth to the things, some of the things that he said. But you can't overall put stuff out like, don't sleep with big women because you're making them feel special. Or you have to be this body type. Or single moms, your value is all the way down and you're never going to get married. I'm not going to say that every single mom is never going to get married. Some will get married. Is the chances harder? Absolutely. It is harder. But some of us at the same time, he made this type of man seem so great that people are missing their blessings. What's wrong with two people making $50,000? That makes $100,000. That's what I'm saying. That makes $100,000. But y'all be over there like, nah, that's crazy to me. Work together. You don't have to live in a mansion. Move to a state where that stretches a little longer. Like there's other things to do to make you live in a nice way. Come on, guys. So he was doing too much. He definitely was doing too much. But it got him, guess what? If I sat up here and half naked and did some other stuff, I'll be doing too much, but I'll get the same way too. It depends on how you want to put it out there. Yeah, his delivery of his beliefs was bananas. Yup, to me. Am I tripping? No, you're not tripping. His delivery was kind of cruel and mean. I'm not, but here's the thing. When the women signed up to come on there for him to do that, I'm not so mad about that. I didn't like what he was saying, but I'm not so mad about that because you signed up to do that. It's when he would end his show and have general statements, how we're talking right now, and he would go and do some stuff. I'm like, yo, Kevin, what? What are you talking about? Like, that's crazy. Now, interestingly enough, I think self-esteem is a really big issue. Things I believe in, don't get me wrong, I'm on a diet right now, but it's about healthiness. So that's my whole thing. I don't like when people put the narrative out, you should lose weight so you can attract a man. And that's his narrative. And other men are copying it. I think that is absolutely bananas and wrong and terrible. The thing is, you should lose weight because you want to become healthier. You want to walk up a couple of flights of steps and breathe and not breathe heavy. Things like that.
Right.
I'm supporting you on that. Like, and that's the thing. I should be able to say, my man, if I'm with him, he should be able to be with me for who I am and say, babe, I need to lose some weight. Okay, babe, let's do this. Because I noticed that we ran up the steps. I feel like I'm about to keel over. I want to be able to run up the steps and not have to almost have an asthma attack. Hey, I notice that I'm winded. I'm getting older. It's when you're getting older, I feel the weight on my knees and things like that. When you say conversations like that, that's a real conversation with a real man. A real man is going to tell you, oh no, babe, I'm gonna help you get healthier. And of course you're going to look better and you can be more attractive, or it doesn't matter. But the thing is, it's not about I gotta catch a man. Wow, that's what's definitely wrong. Oh, him. Okay, him. I thought you were saying what I was saying. I got you say right. That's my issue. So like that's not, I want everyone to understand that I'm not supporting saying that you should just be plus size. I support plus size women. I'm a plus size woman. I feel you can look good when you're plus size. I do. But what I'm saying is I want you to be honest, not about saying, hey, I need to lose weight so I can get different men. Because if you want to just do that, because that's what I'm saying, you got skinny women, getting their bodies done or fat, or whatever, getting their bodies done, and they're attracting men, but they're only attracting men to sleep with them. And that's why I'm saying you have to do something more. If you are a plus size woman and you want to lose weight, look at yourself and you don't like yourself, but look at it in the sense of let me get healthy. Because men are not going to come because you got smaller. Oh, yeah, him to say to change the body image. Yes, darling, he did say that. That was wrong. So that's why I'm saying that. So anytime you see me doing something, I'm going to say, oh, you're beautiful. You're this. But if you want to do something, it should be about that. Because, let's be honest with ourselves. I don't have to tell you what's going on. One of the things that I hate is when someone gets into an argument with you, Al, whatever you have in your world, it could be if you have a big head, you're bald, you're fat, or whatever. Don't you love when people get into arguments with you, the first thing that they say, don't they always say to a plus size woman, you're a fat bitch, or you're fat. Thank you. I already knew that part. Like, I know that part. Can you give me something else?
That's just downright disrespectful.
I know.
And again, the neighborhoods that we come from, most of our sisters, our mothers, our aunts are plus size women. They're from anywhere from a size. If they're size 12 and below, it's unique. But most of them are from 12 to a size 22 and plus, So again, and Morgan Flowerchild says, sorry to be off subject, but I was folding my kente fabrics when I got an alert.
Girl, get your
thing. Now you got me wanting to wear my wrap like yours tomorrow. Thank you for the style.
Oh, absolutely. And then you can put a little thing on it. And sometimes just do a double. Like if you want to get a little fancier, just do two. And see what happens is one will make it kind of like a little sexy layback thing. But if you do 2, it'll pull it up like this. So you can, see the earrings.
I found this on the web for what happens to make it.
Oh, look, the phone is talking to me. But yes, not a problem. We can go off subject anytime. I'm just rambling about this because everybody got a chance to talk about Kevin Samuels, and I didn't get my chance to talk about it. And it's so cute. Thank you. I didn't get my chance, so that's why we're going on about it, because I just wanted to have a different take on it. And honestly, let me just say this one thing too. Al, I'm gonna say this. I don't like Kevin Samuels, but I am never going to sit there when someone dies and say, "I'm glad you died." Be careful with that.
Yeah,
that's not cool.
No,
I'm not a fan of his, but I will never say that. What I'm going to say is what I'm saying now. I'm disturbed about his message that he gave. I'm disturbed at the leading factor of his message. He's gone, and the legacy that he left behind, I'm not particularly liking what I'm seeing people are absorbing from him and running with it.
Right, exactly.
Because not everybody wants to be the negative Kevin Samuels, so they're talking to women. They have been talking for the last 2 weeks. Men have been talking to women recklessly, terribly, because they want to be him. Right. Thinking that's supposed to make some results. It doesn't make results. It's terrible.
Absolutely. But we as men have to change that dynamic, because when we hear another man do it, we need to stop and correct them, period. Because it's not right. Because you don't want nobody talking to your mother that way. I don't want nobody talking to my daughters or my granddaughters that way. You know what I mean? Or me speaking to my woman that way. I'm not doing it. So I'm not going to stand here and allow another man to do it to another woman and he think it's all right. It's not funny. It's not cute. It's not none of that.
That's the thing. And it's scary because there's a lot of, like you said, it's a different generation going on and it's mixing, and it's pretty scary. It's definitely pretty scary what's going on. Exactly, Al. Yes, it's pretty scary because even they're younger. I'm hearing them and I'm like, wow. I'm just like, wow. And we are facing so much stuff on this material stuff. But what makes a marriage last? It has nothing to do with material stuff.
Absolutely.
It has nothing to do with material stuff that makes a marriage last. Because this is the thing. Okay. Hey, the thing that you have to understand is a marriage is serious work. Relationships are work and marriages are work. I don't understand why I'm hearing people talking about, I don't want to get married, but we're buying a house together. Y'all sound dumb. Why?
Right.
That's a real, do you ever, so at least in a divorce, we can figure this out. So how do you, when y'all break up, how do you divide a house that y'all bought together? I'm just curious. Somebody let me know how that works out. Because, when you get divorced, you have to settle the property in the divorce because you either have to sell it or someone buys the other person out. Mm-hmm. These are all bounding things that happen in court and stuff like that. Okay. So if you're my boyfriend and we break up, now we have a house with both our names on it. What do we do now?
Vocals by Jamel says, very dumb. She agrees.
I mean, I met this lady on the train. I met this lady on the plane. That's what she was like. Yeah, we're not getting married, but we have a house and we have some kids. I said, so you're playing married? This is crazy. How does that make sense? How are we going forward? Do you know we are the only race that is fucking up? And now that's a fact. None of these other races are doing the stuff that we're doing. Running away from marriage, running away from that stuff. None of them are doing that. They get married. They don't be playing that stuff.
Absolutely.
And we got to stop doing that. And we keep trying to make it cool. Like, we keep trying to make it like it's a new wave. Like, this is the way that we do things now. We got to stop that as Black people. Every time we want to get away with something, we always, and it's not just in relationships. It's in starting businesses. It's in a whole bunch of stuff. Why is it that this Black culture is always trying to find a loophole? And I'm not lying, Al.
Right, absolutely. Absolutely.
We got to stop that shit.
Always trying to find an easy way. Always trying to not have to go through the proper channels to be legal in what they're doing.
No, they will go all the way around the Mulberry Bush, down the street, up the hill to do some illegal shit instead of going straight across and go ahead and ride it out nice and slow.
Right.
But get it done. They always got to do a loophole. And I mean in everything. In relationships and everything. Because this is what I'm saying. I'm going on a tangent about this because this is the problem. I hear it about school too. I cannot tell you how many times I hear people talk about college is a waste of time. College costs too much money. You can get money the other way. But here's the thing. If nobody goes to colleges, we won't have any black doctors, any black professors, any black, nurses or veterinary, anything that of a certain caliber you have to go to school for. But yet y'all complain that we don't get breaks as black people. Well, guess what? We have to take those positions. This is the thing. If we stop going to school and getting higher positions, then how am I going to take all my children to a black doctor? I'm going to have to go to a white doctor.
Right.
And they're still killing us.
Right.
But you telling everybody don't go to school. So where am I getting the black doctor from? You see what I'm saying?
So our biggest issue is we don't take accountability for our own
Thank
actions
you.
and our own self. Oh, by the way, Focus by Jamel says, OMG, you are right.
Yes. Thank you.
It says speak. So here's the thing, right? We always complaining about the white man, how he's always got his foot on our neck, how we can't get ahead, how everything is made to work against us, how when we try, we get knocked back down. But what we're not doing, what our forefathers were doing years ago, was creating our own communities and towns and creating our own businesses and our own systems and cities so that we don't have to rely on them for the things that we need. Again, It goes back to us being our own providers, the men stepping up, bringing the women with them so that we can create a community where we don't have to rely on them whatsoever.
And now let me say this, another pet peeve of mine, I'm just going to say, because you touched upon it because you gave some statistics about our men being incarcerated. Let me say this. Some of them are definitely wrongly, wrongly accused. They shouldn't be in jail. They're innocent. But some of you motherfuckers is not innocent. And y'all straight do dumb shit.
Let me give you a fact that I know about. And
Okay.
especially being I grew up in those streets.
Yes.
There was times that I didn't get caught for stuff that I should have got caught for.
Exactly.
Right. And then the times that I didn't do anything and I got rolled up on, now I'm complaining. You know what I mean?
That's what I was getting.
You got to be
about to get into the subject I was about to get into. That's why I said some of y'all motherfuckers do some dumb shit. Here's the thing. I understand some of y'all like edibles, y'all like your weed, you like your stuff. But if you're in a state that weed, you can't have this much weed and you driving around with it.
Right.
But then you complaining.
What do you expect the results going to be if you get caught? Again,
you don't like the sentence. You're like, I shouldn't be in jail for this amount of time because I only have this much weed. How about, do you understand that you don't have to smoke it?
Right.
How about, if you get caught with it, so stop doing it.
Right. Right.
Like, come on, stop giving the reasons to put you, to lock you the fuck up.
Right.
Stop doing it. The thing is, this is the thing. They're going to throw the book at you. And it's wrong that they throw the book at you. You're going to get more time than anybody else. Because your whole thing is, the whole time you're complaining, oh, if I was white, I would only get a year. Because I'm black, I got 3. How about if you wasn't doing the shit at all?
You only got nothing. There you go.
We got to take some type of
accountability for ourselves. Again, shout out to Gatekeeper. Happy birthday, brother. He's
Happy
birthday! Getting wasted.
I would flash you, but nope, not doing it.
Vocals by Jamel said, I do have millionaire friends with diplomas, though. Okay.
Correct.
Crystal Thorne says, I love your communication, sister. Crystal, how are you? Long time no hear.
How are you?
Blessings to you. And Vocals by Jamel says, yes, be accountable. Exactly.
No, it's the craziest fucking thing. Now here's where it's going to go left. The women going to get mad at me. You're about to get mad. So go ahead. Go to the edge of your seat. Curse me out when I finish saying this. Goes for you two ladies. Accountable by how many times you had your babies and not married. Be accountable. Be real with yourself. Because everybody keeps saying, oh, you know what? I get it. The first time when it happens, at the same time, I understand you met him again. You thought he was going to marry you. You fell in love. But it's your body. Be accountable for it. I understand it takes a penis to put in it. But if we say no to the sex, then it can't happen. We're the ones left with it. So we have to forward think. So my whole thing is, when you're thinking about it, is anytime you have sex, there's a possibility to get pregnant. I'm not saying never have sex, but what I'm saying is have sex with people that you want to have relationships with. Have sex with people thinking about that. But you know what I know? I know this. Most people do not suck a dick with condoms. And I know this. A lot of women, when you get with him and he's there and he's like, oh, I don't use condoms, y'all don't say, well, you don't fuck me. Y'all don't say that. Y'all let him do it. Y'all let him hit it raw. At that point, it becomes your responsibility. Because you are allowing him to enter you and you know better. You already know what you have at home. Why are you setting up your situation again? You know what? Hit it raw after you put a ring on this fucking finger. How about that?
Amen.
I didn't tell you not to have sex. I'm not going to tell anybody what to do with that. But I tell you one thing. You not going to get raw dog until you see the ring and we walking down. From that on, baby, you can hit up the shot all you want to. Because these your brats then afterwards and we married. That's what I'm saying. So why are we not doing that?
Mm-hmm.
Why are we allowing that? Because guess what? You that's your real relationship. Oh, no, you see the condom? We're going to get that. Oh, you don't like it, whatever? Oh, we getting married tomorrow? That's all to it. Guess what we going to have to do? Go get his condom if you want some of that coochie. Or if he says no and he leaves, he's not for you anyway. Let him go to somebody else that's going to say yes.
Right.
That's the thing. So I'm sorry. We in there too. We not being accountable for our stuff. We're doing the same cycle. We have to do that. 5 times a day. 5 days out of the month that you can only get pregnant. You don't want to use condoms. How about use a calendar? How about track your period? Come on now. Be more accountable to what's going on. Track your period. 5 days. That's it. You have sex all the other days. On the 5 days that you can get sex, suck some dick and swallow it, okay? Can't get pregnant that way. Or let them fuck you in the ass. Do something.
Oh,
stop doing the babies. Like, seriously. If you are so horny, and he is so fucking horny, and it's in your 5 days that you can get pregnant, and you don't want to use condoms, you know, I don't like birth control because that's really bad for us. That's a whole nother subject. We're going to have a whole show on that. Birth control is a death zone. Anyway, but if you don't want to use condoms, you want him to hit a roar, and you just got to have it on the 5 days. Track your period, ladies. They have several apps out there. And on those days, if he must have it, you got a hand job, suck the shit and swallow it, or fucking let him fuck you in the ass. There you go. He's happy. I promise you. If you back that ass up and let him fuck it, he ain't gonna complain about no goddamn pussy for 5 days. Give me a break. I know I don't like having sex in the ass too, but that's why I told you you have another hole. See this one right here? The one I'm talking with? Right there? This shit right here can do wonders. Yeah. Trust me if you say, babe, I'll suck your dick for like 30 minutes. He's not going to complain about some goddamn pussy. And I'll catch you on the third day. He's going to leave you alone. Just suck. You don't want your ass to suck? What? You don't get pregnant? 7 calories too. By the way, sperm is only 7 calories. So you can do it on your diet. Put in your calorie count, your ketos, and all the other shit that you got to do. Put it in there. I'm just saying, Al, you know me. I'm going to say what's on my mind.
Right.
No excuses. Right. There's no damn excuses. So there's no excuses to be having that. You have to check yourself. You can be mad at me, and I'm not saying you're a bad person. So if you already have kids and several different baby daddies, not saying you're a bad person. Just don't have no more kids until you get married and be accountable. And also, if you have daughters, this is the important part. If you have daughters, hear what I'm saying. Talk to your daughters. Tell them that way I did it was not ideal. Tell them this shit is fucked up. This shit is hard. So they don't do it. Be truthful. That's the responsibility of a mother. It's to say, guess what? I did this. Not a good idea. Don't do it. Seriously.
Focus on Jamel says, I'm not saying I can't. It's hilarious.
Oh, okay. No problem. But for those who can't, there you go. But what I'm saying is, so I employ people to like talk to their children for real. Like you gotta have real conversations with your kids if you don't want them to repeat. And women, you need to have it because this generation of the young ones coming up, it's scary. So you need to talk to your girls and be for real with them and be realistic. Tell the truth. Because that's the thing. I say it, but people try to act like it's not true till I call it out. You tell me who you know sucks dicks with condoms. Very rare. So let's stop pretending that it's happening. Like everybody's grabbing condoms and sucking dick. Al, I'm going to put you on the spot. How many times somebody used a condom sucking your penis?
You're hilarious. You know that, right?
You know that shit did go down. Nobody. Al, you know it did go down. Who said it? Facts. Ella, that's the truth. You know it. I'm challenged.
Vocals by Jamel. What you laughing at?
Because you know it. Everybody knows.
Nobody.
Nobody getting the goddamn condom. Be like, let me suck that with the condom. Come on. It's not happening.
And why is Wiz so quiet with his emojis?
I know. I haven't heard Wiz the whole time.
Wiz, don't even
Wiz,
do it.
You cheating on me. Because you know that part is true. It ain't happening. It's just not. So realistically, and let's be honest, this is why I laugh about that too. So y'all will put a condom on to have sex. So that'll guess just for pregnancy, but suck a dick without a condom. So it can't be for diseases. So literally, you know.
Right.
But you know how many people tell me, oh, no. Yeah, I'm like, okay. Does that make any sense? But I know sexual acts. So we all know they're not doing it. And how many men, now you already know the numbers are low on this. How many men are eating coochie with a dental with a condom, with the female vagina condom?
None.
Exit.
None. And out of a million, maybe one.
I don't even know where you find those at anymore. It's like the production on those went way down. Nobody uses that shit.
Yeah, that was a lost investment.
So with that being said, this is what I'm talking about with loopholes. This is what I'm talking about women with responsibilities. This is what I'm talking about. You got to be responsible for your body. Yes, it's the man, he's coming into it, but you got to be responsible because they can't have sex with us unless we allow them. And you can only allow what's going on. So if you allow all of that, you set the precedence, and that's how the relationship goes. So just think about that. Men, stop giving them reasons. Like, you have to take responsibility. We, like, in a whole, our entire race is very loopholey. We always got an excuse too. Always, but, because, come on now. Yeah, we got to do better. That's what I'm saying. I absolutely got to do better. I want people to take Kevin Samuels for face value of what he was. I will say this. He got conversation started. So I am thankful for him to get more people talking. Not all in the right ways, but at least we're talking. Right. And we're coming up with some things. Some not talking well, some talking well. So I thank him for that. But I need y'all to take away from him. I need y'all to really think about this. Did he use his own advice? I'm just saying. Yeah. Or do you want a relationship because he called it because he wants to help people get married? So, okay. I'm going to need you to really think about some things. Yeah. I need you to take away. Go ahead.
I hear you in that, like that. If he's giving all these stipulations and reasons of why women and men aren't together and why women should do things a certain way, he should be the first example. He should set the example. And
that's what I'm saying. This is what I kept saying. I'm saying to y'all, okay, you brought some good points, but at the same time, alone, one night stand. And oh yeah, by the way, if you listen to any of my earlier shows, when I tell you about men over the age of 45, that black men, what do we have a problem with? Remember when I kept saying that? I kept saying a lot of their penises don't work because they're not unhealthy. They're not eating healthy and stuff. Right. What was Kevin Samuels taking? Okay, what's my name? Wild Thoughts. He was taking a blue pill with a thing. I told you a lot of them, their penises not working. They're not working. Our black men need to get healthier. Mm-hmm. And then that's another thing. Y'all over here chasing a bunch of young women, but y'all taking blue pills. Priorities, sir. Priorities. Think about that. That man had blue pill and Red Bulls. Did him done. Because you can't keep that up. Just letting you know, he ain't the only one. Bunch of older men are doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And they got to keep up with these young vaginas. Not to say old ones don't work the same way, but what I'm saying is y'all are not taking care of yourselves. You have to think about that.
Right.
What you do now affects you. All that soda, sugar, all that caught up. And the thing don't work. It was like gummy like this. That's why you need the blue, you know what I'm saying? like think of it. This the whole, it's hard to get in. Mind you, let's be realistic. Again, these older men, they get to pick at the younger ones. What do the older women want you for? Money. That's one thing. Men care about how a woman looks and when he's with her. But let me tell you something about women. Y'all get mad at women when I say this because this is facts. Y'all know this. You got some bank, you can be ugly and fat. You won't still get a bad bitch, if you want to say it like that. The ideal. Excuse me. Let's come a little closer. Let me tell you a secret. Let's just talk about it. All the women, you already know this. What's her name? Portia from Housewives. That we damn well all know that man is ugly as shit. Okay? Okay. And his wife that he, left and got with her, she was pretty too. Oh, okay. What is it? Oh, y'all think they're together with him for his good looks? Oh, yeah. Okay. They really love each other? Oh, okay. What you think, Al? Or you think it was that money?
It's definitely money. He's
short. He's stubby. He got a lot of money, though. She is sucking on his penis. You think she's enjoying that shit? She's doing dollar sign sucking. Come on now. Say happy birthday to my... I said happy birthday to gay people.
Wiz is late.
Talking about?
Wiz is late. We said happy birthday to gay people already.
I wish I could flash you, but I can't. Off limits. Where are you? Wiz? Oh my God. I can't with you today. So that's what I'm saying. That's the key right there. I'll tell you one thing. But I'll tell you, that's the thing. But what will happen? Let me tell you. Men don't do that. They don't care about the money. Is she ugly? And they like, I'm not doing that. They're like, I'm not doing that. And publicly put her out there in public? Men ain't doing it.
Right.
Women, they will. That's because they have to enter our vaginas. So whether you want to have sex or not, you can put some lube down there and you could go through the motions. But see, a dick got to get hard. It got to have some stimulation.
Mm-hmm.
So if they really don't want to be there, they don't get hard. They got to cover the face with a paper bag. They got to turn off all the lights. They got to dream about somebody else, and it did get hard. It takes a lot of work for a man to have sex with something that he doesn't find at all appealing. A woman, she can do it.
Right. But I'm glad you said that because a lot of women think that men can just randomly have sex with any women, no matter who they are, and I know that's not the truth.
No, when they doing that, notice the lights will be off. They'll turn your face into the pillow, or they put the pillow over your face. There's all kind of shit that they will do because they can't look at you. They're trying to think of something else to keep their dicks hard. No, it don't work like that. They gotta put a scenario in their head. They gotta do some work to make their stuff hard. Or the dick just doesn't. No, it doesn't work. No.
But my thing is, if you got to go through all that, why even bother?
I mean, most men don't, but some do. I mean,
That's my thing. Why are you compromising if that's not where you at? Men got to think better than how we think.
Then be mad when somebody get pregnant.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You see what I mean?
Absolutely.
This is what I'm saying. So what we talk about today, we're going to wrap it up because I know we're a little over. So today we kind of randomly talked about the effects of Kevin Samuels. I talked about it a different way. So the conclusion that we came up to in a sense of it's just about accountability, responsibility. I was talking about what legacy did he really leave behind? Are we really learning something from him? And what I'm seeing that people are partaking from him, I don't like. We're still missing the bar. We're still missing the message. We are not getting it. Like, it's so superficial what's being put out there. We need to look at relationships different with more substance. It's not just because there's women who are, as y'all like to say, dime pieces, and they're not getting married. Thank you, babe. So that's what we took from this. So I really want everybody to kind of like, you can listen to the replay, just think about it, try to look at it in a different way. Like, in the sense of what he was saying and going on. Try to look at it differently. We have to be more accountable for our men and our women in relationships. Bringing marriage back to our community. We are the only community that is trying to shy away from it and make excuses and make mistresses, side chicks, and triangles and situations okay. It's not okay. Hookups are not okay. We're killing our community. So that's it. And next week I'll be all the way back to my foolery, but we're gonna have some fun. I haven't done like a whole real sex thing with y'all. So next week I'm promising y'all good old-fashioned singer, wild thoughts type of stuff. We're gonna be talking about some new sex positions that I discovered, some new orgasms that you can give your girl. Like, we're gonna go full on fun. Like, we've been serious for like the last 3 shows. We've been talking very relationship serious stuff. I'm going to do foolery. Next week is going to be Foolery Thursday. It's going to be straight foolery. We're going to have some new toys. I have a new toy for Wiz, my duck. We're going to have some new toys. Look at that neck. I'm going to teach y'all how to... She's sucking. Yeah. You see that long neck? Yeah, okay. I don't want to give y'all too much yet, but next week, it's just straight foolery. So tell everybody to tune in next week. We're going to go over some tips, some tricks, some stuff. We're going to be acting real crazy. I'm going to put some eyelashes on for y'all. We're going to go over, lingerie, where to get some real good lingerie, ladies. My plus size ladies, I know where to get some real sexy lingerie, like leather and vinyl, like with the whips, like next week. I don't even want to get into it. I'm getting excited. Next week. Yes. Nipple tassels and all of that. Oh, gosh. Y'all like your nipples pinched? Let's think about that. Answer me next week. I want to know, do y'all like to pinch them, bite them, or flick them in your tongue? Like, how long do you suck on a titty? And ladies, I want to know, how do you like that? Like, do you like them pinched real hard or flickered or licked? How long do you like him to do the foreplay of sucking on your tits? Answer me next week. I want to know about titty sucking. You got that, Al?
Got it. Got
You
it.
got it?
Got it.
Do you like your nipples pinched, Al?
No, I don't like that at all.
Or at all? You don't like it pinched, touched, licked? Do you like them sucked?
Nope, not at all.
Interesting. A lot of men hiddenly like their nipples sucked. You do not. So don't touch your nipples.